Hello, and welcome back to Tavern Talks. It's been a minute since we've done a Tavern Talks here on Wanderful, a somewhat D&D podcast. I am your lovely DM, Tyler, and I'm joined by the three goodest boys Papa could ever ask for, Kyle, Matt, and Jeremy. Say hello, three goodest boys that Papa could ever ask for, Kyle, Matt, and Jeremy.
Hey,
Hello,
sorry,
Papa.
my hog's outside. I gotta go hop on my Harley. Did anyone hear that terrible truck go by?
No, I couldn't hear it.
Oh my god, it's in my recording, and I'm
Not what I thought
upset.
when you said hog.
My hog's outside.
My hog's
I
outside.
cut my dick off and put it outside.
No, my dick's so big, it's outside. It hasn't come in yet. It's
My dick is so big.
I think that's the quickest to the word dick we've gotten in a podcast. That should
Hell
be
yeah.
Probably.
4
You're
minutes
welcome.
in,
under a minute.
or 40 seconds.
Hey, to the handful of people who there is, just so you guys know, there is like 20 people who download the episode within the first few hours it comes out every single time.
Oh,
Let's
that's great.
go.
And to you all, thank you. Also, we'd love to hear from you. Send us an email at wanderfulpod@gmail.com or like tweet at us at wanderfulpod or something like that. I just want to hear from you.
Say
Shout
hello.
out.
Anyway, we just finished recording a big, major, the biggest spoilers possible if you're not caught up, because big stuff. We just finished recording moments ago, Carveth killing Barnabas Quincy III.
Oh shit!
Yup.
I
My
stabbed that
favorite character
Goodbye.
Stabbed him.
down the
did.
tube.
That's okay. He can come back. Maybe.
We just, after all of the events of, we're not done with Duradera, obviously. We have more that needs to be settled, obviously. Like, there's a lot still to go on, but this felt like the perfect time to kind of do a Tavern Talks to kind of discuss everything that's been going on, kind of talk about questions you guys might have for me, the DM, or for each other, as well as clarifications on anything. There was so much information given in the last episode, what we just recorded. I'm sure y'all might have questions just for clarification. Also, there's some stuff that happened or didn't happen that I kind of just want to talk about just
Grandmama.
above game.
Grandmama.
Yeah. Anyone want to have something they want to start with?
Why were you guys so adamant about blowing up our like our literal
A fair question.
our literal like fucking ticket home? Like, I mean, I guess bees could get us back home, but
Also, you stabbed him in the heart.
We found out too that he has, like, kind of getting into a little bit of spoilery stuff. He has no idea what the fuck's going on or if we could get home. He just went go mode.
I guess
Yeah.
because Carveth knows they can turn that bitch around, right?
Oh yeah, if you do, then yeah.
Like,
So, Carveth, Matt, so what Carveth learned in the engine room is that it is all run by some sort of complex code that you don't know anything about. I will say I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of what I can and can't say. It is not without the possibility that someone could figure out how to do it,
yes,
but it would probably take some time.
yeah,
So that might be something worth discussing in character in the future.
yeah, that's fair.
But you three have a means with which to get back home
That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
sooner if you wanted.
Yeah.
If you wanted to stay and make sure that the people are going to be okay. I mean,
I
these are
think
your
Carveth-
people as well,
Carveth
even if
would
it doesn't
wanna
feel like
stay.
it.
Yeah, my thoughts as well. Bond kind of started like with a couple other people was like starting to stir up the pot to kind of get people to kind of fend for themselves, and if they're gonna stay in space, they gotta fucking figure some shit out.
Well, Lonnie handed out weapons, so I think that'll help with the chaos.
that's
Definitely
Well,
great.
the
not.
robot guard is dead.
Definitely not.
So there's not going to be a lot of like resistance to the people.
Low key, we
The-
should figure out
the-
since you're so intimate with the robots.
The
how to
town is in a
repurpose them.
very like up in the air
have them
position right
doing
now.
some cleanup and relief effort stuff now that they're
Honestly, Alandi's three boys could probably come
all
way
set
in
up
handy
some
with
to
like
start making a farm with the artificial sun. Anything to keep them, like if they're stuck there and they can't teleport yet. And a lot of them don't know about magic, so we could start teaching them. Maybe some of them learn how to teleport. Soon they are off. There's a lot of things we could establish to try to make sure that they are okay. But that's like kind of similar to what Matt said. That's like on my priority list as well.
yeah.
Hey, and this is a thing that I think it probably came across in the episode itself. Why Why do you two think that Barney is dead?
I don't. I think that this incarnation of Barney is dead, but I think if you want Kyle's like crazy fan theory, I think we're gonna get some sort of terrible mashup of the congruence in a Barney clone, and we're gonna have to fight and kill that thing, and then Duradera is gonna start falling, and we're gonna have to figure out how the fuck to stop Duradera from falling or to get people out. I don't know. That's my just crazy theory,
cool,
not based in anything.
I'm pretty sure.
Because we don't know how they're cloning them. I know it's the congruence helping them in some capacity. So, like, we could stop mid-clone. Because, like, maybe it's on a trigger. As he's dying, a clone is starting to be formed.
Well,
here's something I will say.
And the congruence was involved with the clone part.
Yeah, no, that was the power
Also,
source.
I will say, here's what I will say.
For the other stuff.
Dent, specifically, was the one doing the cloning. Whether or not he was using the congruence is up in the air. Yeah. I will say, I think this is okay for me to say, I am going with the headcanon that the spell in D&D cloning did not exist before Dent cracked it and created it.
Gotcha.
Right.
So that's the obviously above game, your characters, but your characters also don't really know about other spells that exist in D&D that you haven't experienced. So I think it's okay for me to say that.
Yeah.
I am going off of the rules somewhat. I mean, D&D spells sometimes are open-ended for some of these bigger ones. I was using the rules of the spell clone when I came up with this.
Yeah. Right. So here's another bombshell I'm just gonna ask and try to see. I don't think I'll get a good reaction. The Tide. That's Ember, Dent, and OG Barney, isn't it?
I don't think it's OG Barney.
What? You don't think it's OG Barney? Like, I feel like he could have
either.
failed clone style, brought OG Barney back. OG Barney's like, I'm gross. I can't go out in the public looking like a fucking mutant monster magic amalgamation. Redo this shit, though. I like the spice you're cooking with. And then if this one comes out...
I'm pretty sure the entire Tide is just Dent clones.
Oh, that is a possibility. Holy shit, yeah.
I just assumed
like
they're all Dent clones.
Yeah.
And the main
that makes
center
a lot
one
of sense.
is just the main Dent. Not that they might not have like acolytes and stuff, but all the hooded
Well,
guys,
the thing that made me think
Dent.
it might be multiple people that he roped in, whether or not they were on board, is that the each of the three that we've seen of the Tide that have approached have been of varying heights and builds. So that's where my brain was like, Ember's definitely one. Maybe she didn't get turned into one on purpose, but he made a fucking Ember clone because he's a crazy fuck who's fucking around with cloning. He also made a fucking Barney clone OG to try to test it when Barney died. Barney came back, but not quite right. And Barney was like, okay, I got all my memories, but I look gross. We got to do this again and get a good one and maybe see, like, transfers.
That is fascinating, but it's so many assumptions on top of itself. I
told you these are all crazy fan theories. I don't have anything to base these around.
If you
in any
get
capacity.
that right, it's Tyler and you are just the same person at that point. I'm just going to let you make all our decisions.
I want it to be like, I want it to be slightly convoluted in a fun way. That's the only reason why I'm throwing these like silly ideas out there. Like, I love convoluted fantasy nonsense, but not in like a incomprehensible way. The way he's setting things up, though, I'm just like, let me throw random theories out.
So here is what D&D says about the spell clone. Basically, you have to create, you have to like form a clone within a vessel, and after like 120 days or something like that, it matures, and then when that person who was cloned dies, their soul leaves the body and goes into the clone, assuming the soul is free and willing.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking into any of the stuff y'all are talking about.
I know, but
just
what
for
I'm saying
clarification,
is,
that's what D&D says about it.
I'm
like,
planning.
am I fudging a little bit?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, always,
I
but
figured probably Barnabas has some kind of VAT system on Duradera that Dent built him before they presumably had a falling out. But Barney now has this cloning vat, so every time he's died, he just comes back.
It's like...
Then Dent is fucking around still on Wanderful proper, or Yonder. Now I'm doing the Matt thing. But he's on Yonder. He's the leader of the Tide. I suspect the other two with him are like failed clones, because if he's growing clones, then they can grow wrong.
Failed clone idea is not sounding so crazy, huh?
No, that's what I said to start with. I just think they're all a bunch of failed
but I'm
Dent
just
clones,
saying,
like that one
I like
Fallout
that
vault where
mindset
they're
of,
all
like,
named Garrett or whatever.
I think that, I think definitely Barney's on a failsafe somewhere, but I think the funnier idea is that it's like a Boss Baby situation where it's fucking fully Barney's consciousness, but the cloning wasn't fully done, and so we've got like a little boy mayor running around.
Yeah.
Okay, so
to
be fair, so I've used clone before in a high level game. Nothing stops him from growing a young body.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can grow a clone younger.
Yeah, we might literally see him as a 10-year-old.
Well. What I will say is what we heard in the tape y'all watched is that Dent had grew a clone of Barnabas, which you're gonna have to make a couple not assumptions, but inferences from what was said. But essentially, what happened in the tape is that Dent grew a younger clone of Barney to pose as Barnabas Quincy III.
Yeah.
And then when Barnabas died mysteriously in the night, Barnabas III took over.
Right.
Gotcha.
So yes, they can be grown younger.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all just so interesting. I think we haven't had our final fight with Barney. That's him being stabbed isn't what that is.
Yeah.
I think we're since we bared it all and we were like, hey man, we're gonna fuck you up. He's like, oh, you're gonna fuck me up? You're gonna fuck the guy who put a tree through your dad's head up? Oh, I'll show you fucked up.
To be
I'll
clear,
put a tree through all of
only you did all of that. I guess Carvat.
What? I didn't do anything.
Alandi's still golden.
I didn't do shit. I just healed him, and then I squeezed his calf, and he got a Charlie horse and died.
We
Then I
did
stabbed
a
him.
whole threatening him scene before he got stabbed in the heart.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
don't get it twisted. He knows you're ride or die with us. He knows it's bullshit. Barney's
Yeah.
smarter than you give him credit. And Barney's tried to show you that on multiple occasions when y'all
Hold
were
on.
having
If he
conversations.
knows that
where he
Alandi-
drops the
hold on,
facade
hold on.
of being
I
a
just wanna make this
goofball,
clear.
And he's like, do you think I care about whatever this interaction is right now? Barney's got a plan, even though Barney fully didn't have a plan, but Barney's not going to tell you that shit, you know? Like,
To be clear, if Barney now knows, it is entirely because Bond just told him that for no reason.
no,
To gain
Bond
nothing.
told him that for a reason, and it's that your robots aren't here to protect you, little man. Even if you somehow got a clone somewhere hidden doing whatever, I'm going to find you and I'm going to beat you to death with your own arm.
So here's a fun little thing that just a little peek behind the curtain because it never came up. So, and I already told y'all part of this, but for the audience, so the Twister had 8 Barneys,
Yeah.
and Bon as Blood Moon, you use disguise person or disguise self, whatever it is, to pose as Barney number 9. What is fun is in my notes, I had already written there was a rumored 9th Barney that none of the other Barneys had met. And they all like looked up to the idea of like there's a secret 9th Barney who's really close to the Twister.
Oh, I forgot we talked about that out of game.
Yeah, and what I had written, this is a little peek behind the curtain, was the Twister had given this secret 9th Barney a 4th bomb to plant as a failsafe in case everything went wrong that he wouldn't know the details of.
Wow.
So that's the bomb that actually blew up.
Damn.
And I don't think it matters if y'all know that.
There's a rogue Barney out there who did his job.
There is a 9th Barney. So whenever Bond showed up pretending to be Barney number 9, everyone was like, holy shit, this is the guy. And it just worked out that
That's so fun.
That is hilarious.
Literally, when you were like, I'm Barney number 9, I was like, holy shit.
That is so good. You guys are the same person.
A little bit sometimes.
Man, I'm trying to think of other like pressing questions that I can think of.
Yeah.
Like,
Do y'all have any questions about all the information from the tape? Like, do y'all...
I mean,
obviously it was a
like
lot,
trying to
but
piece things together. Like our grandma's dead. Our mom got shipped off. Our moms knew bees, and so did our grandma. Like, did bees potentially know we were going to be going on our adventure?
Bees
and,
is such a
You know what I'm saying? He's such a
I want to know why if
variable,
Bees
random
knew
variable.
who we were like before.
I was expecting y'all to ask Bees more questions in this episode, and y'all just kind of didn't.
Because I thought Barney, you were.
Well,
gonna
no,
do
fair. Y'all will have time, but
I thought you were gonna do some Barney escapes in his cool limo or something.
Yeah.
Well, I was honestly toying with the idea of whether or not Bees should have died in the explosion.
Oh,
but
man.
ultimately, I didn't really want to take that away from y'all.
Yeah.
Like I did with the Acolyte. I was like, this is a good moment. I can kind of take this from Bon, and it'll only give him more drive to what y'all are going for.
Mm-hmm.
But in this moment, if I just killed Barney, like without y'all involved, that felt like too much of a, like he killed your dad.
Yeah.
Like y'all needed that
Yeah.
catharsis. Whether or not he has,
I'm not gonna lie,
story,
though.
but y'all, I still wanted to give y'all the moment.
What would have been crazy is if we found out that Barney had died, but then another Barney showed up. God.
That's what I was
Yeah.
like when we killed him in that moment. I was like, we're about to see some, and he rapidly ages as his soul is pulled into a phylactery or something.
That did not
Like,
happen.
Yeah, no,
Maybe he's not willing. Maybe he just wants to die.
because I don't think he genuinely knows. Because I think they raised him to be like the guy's son, not to be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
No. You read him and you incited him and explicitly.
He knows.
He knows he's a clone.
lying.
He just doesn't.
I
No,
don't
he had-
actually. No, wait, hold up. Bond did not incite that moment.
Oh,
I
my
I
God.
noticed you incited a lot of things when you asked him about clones. Y'all moved on.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if he knew Dent and Bees.
Oh yes, you incited about that. You did not incite about whether or not he knew.
yeah, I just
about
made
clones or if
assumptions.
he was a clone.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe in my heart.
The question is whether or not he himself is the first BQ3.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I feel like we would have heard about a Duraderian uprising or something if there was one before where they all just like mob style killed him in the street and then he just showed up again. Like,
No, I don't think that's why you would get.
Yeah.
But it could be something where like he refreshes
he
his
sneezed and
body
fell off his balcony
periodically.
in his tall tower.
Yeah.
And they're like,
And
go get Barney number 3, number 2.
And there's clearly weird there's clearly got to be weird some kind of mind altering stuff because
How do we? So hear me out. This
people
Wait,
don't
wait,
know
what was
how
Jeremy
long
about to
Barney's
say?
been in power.
Wait, say it again.
People don't know how long Barney's been in power.
This Barney?
Yes. Every time we've
Why
asked,
do you think that?
every time we have asked about Barney and his rule and how long they've been in the sky,
people are kind of like, I don't know.
all of those questions always give the same propaganda answer that it's just always been that way. Like Barney has always been in charge. We've always been in the sky.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think I don't think that is completely accurate
Okay.
as to what was being said. I think a lot of I don't think like as far as like how long, I don't think anyone, unless I'm wrong, I don't think anyone ever said, like when you ask how long have you been in the sky, anyone's been like, we've always been here. I don't think that was the case.
People have said they've
Because
always been in Duradera.
even Barnabas said it was his idea to go into the sky,
Which
like
we
things
found
like
out.
that, like
Which we
within
found
a
out.
lifetime.
Honestly, I
some of these
cannot
people.
remember.
But we found
I'm
out in
almost
the
positive
TV
I
show.
didn't.
I remember
Say
us
that.
having a conversation with Finn, and she's never known the ground.
Well, Finn's
No.
young.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
people have lived in Duradera.
It's been a while, but all the stuff that we
Yes.
just heard about your parents or about Ember and Dent, that happened on the ground,
Yes.
obviously.
Mm-hmm.
because
Well,
Ember
okay.
was the reason they got in the sky.
We looked at the history whenever they went to the library.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
They looked for information about how long Barney's been in power and stuff, and there wasn't any record of it.
Oh yeah,
So that's not information that's available, which means he would have to have been.
well
around.
yeah. Well, no. You're misunderstanding. I think this government might have destroyed those kinds of documents because in the future people won't remember. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like.
It seems
Like right now there are like second generation like sky people
Mm-hmm.
maybe, like we don't know the exact timetable, I don't think, from what's happened in the show, but I think that is more the government trying to blur in everyone's minds everything. I think that like Finn's parents or Finn's grandparent might have remembered being Duradera being on the ground. You know what I mean? Like, they're not separated enough yet that nobody remembers. I think things like destroying all the books and all of that are so in the future, these people won't be able to, like, as generations go, it's just word of mouth. And at a certain point, it will become, yeah, grandma said that. But you know what I mean? Like,
I just don't understand, because I feel like we did a whole thing where we went around looking for that information. They had a sexy conversation
y'all did
with an
talk
old
to
lady.
all of these. You talked almost exclusively to government people.
They flirted up an old lady.
Y'all talk
lady
almost
worked at the
exclusively
government
to
library.
people
That's fair.
under the president's thumb, I will say. And I noted that at the time, at least to myself, I was like the only other people you even talked to were like Finn.
Yeah.
And Finn's a kid like y'all.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not really a kid, but you know what I mean? Like a young adult.
We gotta
Like, I understand what you're saying,
I got the question that's
But-
on
The
everybody's
knuckle
lips
nose.
after this
Go ahead.
series of episodes we've had. Do we level up?
We have
We've done a lot.
Well, but
We just leveled
what's
up.
worth no.
we?
What's
Yeah.
with the time jump? Remember, you all leveled up to level 10.
Yeah.
Did we? Wait.
Yeah.
No, 'cause
Yeah.
I thought hold on.
You should be
Hold on.
level 10.
You both are level 10. Carveth is level 11.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anything, we got our level up at the beginning of the arc for what we did in the arc.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. I love that. But can I have 5 more levels, please?
Oh,
No.
just to,
Please,
we
sir,
got
can I have
far
another
away
level?
from it. Matt,
Yes.
we weren't talking about the bomb because we were going to blow him up. It's just useful to have a bomb.
Y'all literally
Y'all
said...
were talking like you were going to blow
y'all
him up.
literally
Bond was
were
gonna blow him up.
exclusively
Bond
saying,
was gonna blow
I'm
him
going
up.
to shove this up his asshole
I
and
wasn't
explode
meaning
him.
literally.
Alandi
this is- I
literally
see the
said,
breakdown.
Alandi said, I do not care about the other people in this
That's
hospital. I
literally
want
what
to blow
you
him
said.
up. Literally
No,
what you
no,
said.
no.
Yes, yes,
No,
yes,
That's
no,
yes,
insane.
there
yes.
was a cross wire in communication.
Okay,
I
go
wasn't
ahead.
saying I didn't care about the people. I was saying, like,
Maybe the
I
doctor?
said we can just leave, and then you were like, "What about the people?" Referring to like we got to save our people. And Lonnie was saying
That is not what happened.
Play the
You
tape.
might have
Play
misunderstood.
the tape.
We were talking specifically
Play the tape.
about why
Tavern
you
Talks,
shouldn't
play
be
the tape.
blowing everyone up.
Yeah.
We were talking about why you shouldn't blow everyone up because of the people, and you said, "Oh, Alandi doesn't care about that." That is what happened. You might have misunderstood what we were saying, but that is literally what
I'm pretty
happened.
sure these
Run
are
the
two
tape
different
back.
conversations.
Roll it back.
Roll it back.
Right?
Future
Right?
Tyler.
Like, that is
Yeah,
literally
I'm
what
pretty
happened.
sure. I'm pretty sure because like
Hold on.
you guys are
Everybody
making
go
it
quiet.
sound
Everybody
like
go quiet.
I
need
Look,
you to think.
I want
Look.
the record to
Since
show that I personally, as Bond, was trying to blow him up. I wasn't going to actually put it in his ass. It was a metaphor. He wasn't going to be like, all right, Bonnie, bend over.
What was it a metaphor for?
Putting it in his ass.
Oh, okay.
it's
okay,
after you eat
Hold
Taco
on.
Bell. And
We're
you gotta
doing we're doing a time jump thing, so I need to record 2 audios depending on if I was right or wrong.
Okay.
So here's the first one.
Go ahead.
All right. So after reviewing the tape that we've definitely watched at this point, I see now that I was mistaken. I meant to say the thing I thought I said, but I got my wires twisted. And I'm sorry.
Bond wants to blow up an old man.
Bond did want to kill somebody. I didn't understand that with Bond. Alandi was
All right,
just
now
thinking,
give us the other take.
You bitches suck. You were wrong. I hate you. I'm
All right, I'm
vindicated.
gonna leave them both in, even though you were wrong.
Even though you're
No,
wrong.
so Alandi wasn't going to blow him up. He just wanted to have the bomb because it would be useful to have a remote bomb because
Look.
it blew up a building.
Look, all Carveth was trying to do was come up with a plan, and
Bond
y'all would
wasn't
not stop talking about bombs.
The introduction of our family and friends from back on Yonder changed what Bond was going to do, but Bond was going to pull up in like partially like destroyed and disheveled Blood Moon clothes, jump through a window with a bomb, and see what happened. Throw it at the
Oh
ground really
my
hard,
God.
maybe.
I will say that is a hard switch from Blood Moon OG because Blood Moon OG
No, Blood
was
Moon
running
OG
around
didn't
spray
care about the other
painting.
people, but we found out that Barney was in a weakened state. He was just fueled by vengeance by that point. He was like, I
Yeah.
finally got him where I want him. And the robots are down. It must be Christmas. And then his boyfriend's there, and then his friend's there, and then Bees
It was a little
is there.
confusing.
Carveth got to go to Thandor.
Carveth got to
That's
go
what I'm
home.
saying. Harveth got to friggin' go home.
for like 20 minutes.
So Bond was like, I think torn at that point where he was like, I want to kill him, but I don't want myself to die also.
Yeah.
Because I got to go
Because it's possible. Like, we can get
But then
home.
as he's doing it and thinking on things, he's like...
We can just say fuck it and just take who we want, honestly.
I mean, yeah. But also, people are still going to be drifting in space if we don't fucking figure that part out.
Yeah.
And then there's also chaos of, like, smoke filling the fucking space dome. What's that going to do? So he started putting out
You did
fires.
cause a second explosion.
Yeah, he put it out.
Well, I mean, a
immediately with
plane
warning
crashed.
wind. He
and
put
that
it
got
out.
repaired.
He put out the fire. Shut up.
We need some oxygen.
We're going to have to figure out how to create order once again in this city.
Yes,
Oh
and
my
that's what
God.
Bond's like torn by, because it's like, yes, we got our vengeance, and yes, it's so great, and he loves it, and he gets punched his brother. All the catharsis in the world, catharsis abound, but there's still that nagging thing of like, if we just leave a power vacuum like this, who's to stop another Barney or Weirdo or someone like the Twister from being like, it's Bomb Wednesday. We blow up a building every Wednesday, y'all. Like, because this dude was so eager to throw bombs at everything without even caring about the innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Bond's just
You
one
can't
guy.
say that after just having a conversation about blowing up the hospital.
No, I know. Bond was drunk off the fucking thought of just killing Barney. He thought maybe.
Can I just? I do not mean this in any ill will. The number of times in our story where Bond has gotten onto someone for doing a thing that Bond either just did or is about to do. It's like 90% of his actions are hypocritical.
Consistent. Bond, the rules don't apply to Bond. The rules only apply to the people outside of Bond's purview.
Every time it
Bond's
happens,
the middle child.
it surprises me.
Literally,
It surprises
Bond's like,
me.
I didn't do that, and like clearly has the paint on his hands from doing the thing, and he like will tell on one of you guys and say you did it,
Oh my God.
and then he's fine off scot-free because he's a persuasive little lad. Same thing but bigger scale. I didn't blow up another bomb when we went through there. You guys didn't see that happen. I put the fires out, is what Bond would say.
Also, I will say, I understand Carveth and Bond being mad at Alandi. Totally fair. No one has given Alandi credit for single-handedly destroying all
And
the
you
robots.
won't get it. Not from
Yeah,
Bond.
That's
You won't.
bullshit.
Not from
Yeah.
Bond. You won't.
He
Bond's
worked
real
so
pissed at you 'cause
hard.
He definitely didn't read his note.
Carveth. So now that like Alandi's
I'm dying
like,
to know what's on that note.
Oh, I am too.
Oh my God.
Just saying, I pulled
So,
it
like-
up. I
Go
have
ahead,
it
Matt.
right here, still written the same as it was.
Oh wow.
I can't just
Same as it ever was.
take out the note now. It has to be a good time. I'm
It
waiting
does.
for like the...
And on
It has to be
Alandi's
closure.
deathbed, right after he just got through screaming at his family, "Poison! I've been poisoned!" He opens the note.
I did this, bitch. That's what the note says.
It says, "Enjoy the poison, you bitch."
It was the long game. I think now that like Carveth sees that like Alandi's like okay and like at least everybody's in the room, and even though everybody's like still fighting, like we can be in the same room.
Like I'm trying to emulate like through that too, because like Bond's still like a little bit not over it, but he's also overwhelmed by the fact that we have a chance to fucking go home.
Yeah.
And so like he's just been like, he'll catch himself being nice to Alandi and then be like, "Fuck you," like a little
Fuck
kid.
you.
Like it's
Yeah.
just like when they were little kids, like vibes.
I think Carveth, because Carveth was so focused on like keeping Bond and Alandi like
Alive, essentially.
alive and okay, that now he can like finally like let his guard down and like process and like be angry. And so like he hasn't really shown like anger towards like Alandi at all, even though Alandi basically just like abandoned them.
Mhm.
And so like now he can like start tapping into that because like it's almost like we're a little safer now, you know? Like we have our friends there, like we can like we have an out, so like that hope comes back and now we can be mad.
Also,
Fair.
to be fair, Alandi did not abandon either of you.
Oh yes,
he was stalking Blood Moon as Phantom Bolt,
yeah.
and he gave you a note that
You
Like-
emotionally abandoned them.
that's fair.
You definitely did.
I'm just making it clear that like Alandi has stayed consistent with his top priority being his brother's safety. I'm
Yeah.
not saying he expresses it in a healthy way.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure it's clear.
From Bond and Carveth's perspective.
You're ridiculous.
You basically like we were worried about you and the fact that like you were fine the whole time and like
Yes.
didn't like you like led us on to believe that you were like not okay and that like like you basically manipulated your brothers,
Mm-hmm.
even though
Yes,
you
that's
did it
true.
even though Alandi knows that he did it for a good cause. That's still betrayal to Bond
Right.
and Carveth,
Yes.
because we're like, they're supposed to be brothers. They're supposed to like trust each other. Like, we're the only family that we have, and the fact that you couldn't be like, hey, I'm gonna go do this, just stay away from me for a little while, like that, like, hurt them.
So
Honestly,
to be honest, both as like getting in the Alandi point of view, this episode actually validated his actions, because every time
because it worked out.
No. Because whenever he started to do plans with his brothers again,
Yeah.
they immediately fucked all of his prep up instantly.
Oh, Bond was fucking with you the entire time. Bond knew you had other things you wanted to do. Bond told you in the moment of blowing up, oh, I was going to do that whenever. I didn't care. I didn't care what you had that for. You
Right.
gave me the power.
But I'm just pointing out, like, that was why Alandi didn't tell you guys to begin with.
Yeah.
No, you
Like,
couldn't
he
have prepared for an anger that you yourself falsely
No.
built.
I'm saying that's not. I don't mean this.
I didn't
it's
work
not
with
like
you because I was being a dick. I worked with you because I was being a dick.
No. That's like that's the regular. That's how we always approach stuff.
No, I'm saying your whole thing to try and scare us off your trail so you could do your own thing alone is the same as you
Yes.
being a dickhead and we didn't leave. Like,
No, yeah.
like
But
this was just
the mayor
harsher
didn't
than
chase
your
you.
regular. Like, your regular thing would have been like, I'm taking over this, and then it's us in the background being loud and doing stuff to bother you. This was, I'm trying to prove a point and like hurt you so you can actually be like, I'm getting away from this guy. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
It just seemed unnecessary. You could have, and then
Hold
you
on.
ended up letting your one brother in on the plan, and then helping out your other brother anyway.
Okay.
You're just a dick for no reason.
This whole arc has happened over the course of a couple months for us. I only started being mean whenever you started pushing to get involved with Barnabas.
Yeah,
'Cause before
and I would have
then,
gotten things done in a way that didn't involve bombing the city, because I was actually trying to get him to
bomb
go
the
out
city.
there and talk to these fucking people.
I mean, you were gonna bomb the city.
No,
though.
I was going to
You
bomb
guys-
Barnabas
My
specifically.
true intention
Both of you-
wasn't to
oh
bomb
my
the
God.
I mean, what's the difference?
My true intention wasn't to bomb the city. My true intention
The
was to
truth
just be
come out.
punks.
City Hall.
It was mostly to fuck up the city hall and make him like come out and have to do like a press conference thing, and then I show up and I like pie him in the face, but by pieing him in the face, I punch him in his face. The pie
Cream
is my
pie
face.
him in the face.
Yeah, like literally, Alandi gave him a knickknack for his desk so that he could activate it and it would blow up his office while he was in there.
Well, we blew up his office while he was out there. Now he can't go back to his office.
Oh,
He's
yeah, I'm just-
dead.
Now he's dead. Well, this
So-
version is dead.
So,
While
so
Alandi was
here's
behaving selfishly, he was not behaving
I want to talk about French fries.
crazy.
here's
I do not want to talk about French fries. God damn
here's
it.
something to think
No,
about.
we had a rule, not established a rule, no French fry talk.
Yes.
I just was being silly.
Question / something to be thinking about.
Yes.
Now that you obviously, I know we have more stuff in Duradera to take care of, but now that you have a way back to Yonder, once you get there, what's the plan?
We gotta find the tide before they take over the earth or whatever. That's my biggest thought. Is like the tide's been cooking up stuff while we've been away, and we have not done any preparation for them. All our prep has been towards Barney, and I'm worried about that. So I'm trying to just nip Barney in the bud, figure out Duradera, and whether we can bring it back or give it to the people, and then dip, go to fucking Thandor, get our bearings together, tell the king, yo, raise your armies. We got some fucking magic folks doing some bad. We don't know exactly where they are, but they're going to find us if they want to find us. And we got the congruence or something now. Maybe we steal that. Who knows, you know? We got to
Alandi
bring...
secured a ship.
Fair. Fair.
Like Alandi,
A working one?
Yeah, Duradera.
well, once it gets back, if Duradera gets back to Yonder, the ship will presumably start working again, and then they have a ship that he's
Yeah,
already
true,
spray
true.
painted J3B.
Oh, wow.
True.
And so we can cruise on down, take the fucking thing, let it drop back to the fucking sands.
And you are basically best friends with the pilot.
Exactly.
Yes.
We drop Duradera back into the sands. We get the people to like leave the fucking desert. Get out of the desert. Go on. There's a whole wide world out there, you weirdos. Go make your own destiny, or stay here and like Fix it. Who cares? We're gonna take the congruence though, because we gotta go fight 3 weirdos in cloaks.
I will say, I'm not sure if this will actually happen. Alandi was planning on bringing Finn.
Yeah, Finn's a part of J3 now. Yeah.
She's just been very vital to all of this nonsense that's been going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bond's main thought is once we get Barney out, which we did, figure out Duradera a little bit, figure out how to get home with the congruence perchance, if we can take that from the ship. Like, we get the ship back before we do that, because I feel like once we take the congruence, that shit's going to fall apart.
The Duradera doesn't have the congruence.
No. Kyle, you know that.
I thought it was in the heart of the city. I thought that was the whole engine thing, I thought.
No, remember the Tide stole the congruence.
True, they did, yes.
And that's when they
caught... It's been a while since I've retained
Dent.
Or,
not Dent. Dren.
Yeah. No, Alandi genuinely... So this is what I was trying to say in the actual episode, and if I didn't, which I'm pretty sure that... Anyway, he doesn't care about Duradera, like, period. As soon as he found out about the clone thing, he kind of like, even like only was like, he still wants to kill Barnabas, but like, even because he thinks it's now going to be a whole thing, like his priority is kill Barnabas, and then second, like go back to the primary objective, which is to find their mom. He has never cared about any of this hero stuff. That's what I was trying to convey earlier. Like, he's just trying to restore their broken family. He doesn't care if...
By pushing them away.
Oh, no. Yes. No. That's important. Yeah.
Yes.
He doesn't care if his whole family hates him. If they're alive and safe, he's done his job as an older brother.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a good mindset.
I think Bond's on some, like, fuck it shit since we've seen our dad dead. It's like, not that he doesn't want to find his mom, but, like, we're causing all kinds of problems, and now one of our parents are dead. Let's take it back. I can't handle both of them potentially being dead if I find my mom with, like, I don't know, roots coming out of her ass. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that for us. I don't want my mom's whole bottom half to be like a tree stump. I don't need that. See, and I think him distracting himself with helping these other problems and, like, trying to take his, like, weird frustrations about the whole journey that they've had out on all these bad guys. You know, you can't see the quotes I'm doing, but like these bad guys, like they're bad people, yes, but Bond's just going ham because he just has a lot of emotions that he doesn't know what to do with. He has a lot of shit that he's not willing to process, and it
Jeremy,
manifested.
Well, I was saying that the whole of their dad dying more motivated him. That's why he pushed away his brothers, is because he was worried.
Well, you say restore their family, Bond in his eyes, we can never, like, the mission already failed.
Yeah.
I can totally see why Alandi sees that as his failing.
Because even if our mom is alive, we have to be the ones, her children, to break the news that we found our dad dead.
But, like, he still sees it as, like, now I only have one more chance.
Yeah, no, and don't get it twisted. I'm not arguing your thing or trying to make you, like, come to my side in any way. Like, I understand where his mind's at, and that's your processing those emotions as well, is like, fuck it, I don't care about being a goddamn adventurer. I want to go home and play sitar and eat sandwiches with the crust cut off again. And, like, you know, little shit like that. Like, and I fully feel that. And I'm like, I think Bond's just in a tailspin, and it's going down. Where he's just, like, hardened by, not war, but, like, hardened by the life they've lived.
By circumstance.
Yeah.
Oh, can I just say, I was chuckling to myself, like, halfway through that episode because I had the thought, I'm pretty sure the amount of Carveth we got to hear is more than the first season.
Yeah.
In this one episode.
Took me 3 seasons to get into a character.
I was giggling to myself because I was just thinking, I wonder at what point in this episode he has doubled the amount of words he said compared to season 1.
Fair.
I was just so excited. Everyone was asking him to explain.
No, dude, this was a Carveth heavy beginning of this episode.
Yeah. I'm so excited for the amount of I know, or you knows, and I means that are like, I don't say that as much anymore, and I'm just like, yes, let's go.
What do y'all say we call this one, bring this one to an end?
Any other crazy, wild...
Let's end it on a happy note.
I got it. Are you ready for this?
Go for it.
Fuck, marry, kill. Green M&M,
Oh man.
the
Okay.
yellow M&M,
Oh
Okay.
or the
man.
blue M&M.
Which
I'm
one's the
not
blue
into
the
that
blue?
woke
The
culture
blue, he was a
bullshit.
peanut M&M like the yellow M&M, but he was like more like, I don't know, like he's a little nervous.
I'm gonna kill that bitch.
I want to make sweet love to the yellow M&M, and I want to marry the green M&M.
Oh.
Yeah, I would fuck the yellow M&M. I couldn't marry the yellow M&M because I don't like peanuts.
I love peanuts.
I don't.
I do love peanuts.
So I would marry the green M&M.
You ever had boiled peanuts?
I'd
Yes.
marry the Taco Bell fries.
Oh my God.
I'm
But
stopping
only
by
if
the
there's the
fries.
nacho cheese sauce.
Yeah,
Okay,
only if
bye.
there's that nacho cheese.
Have a wonderful time.
I can't believe they just killed Barney like that. Really makes you think about your own mortality and all the cities you'd tyrannically rule over. Crazy stuff. Do you think you'd know if you were a clone?